We don't have money and we can't pay rent, and you can't buy a house in America. All right, we sound good. What's up, guys? Welcome to the video. We're going to be talking about the housing crisis today. Let's get right into it.
Housing is becoming a luxury that the modern generation cannot afford, but that wasn't always the case. If we take a look back to the 1950s post-war era, which is often cited as one of the greatest economic times in United States history, we find that the first time home buyer age was around 27 years old, which meant you got a job, you worked hard, you married, bought a house, started a family, and by the age of 30, you lived the American dream. The story's changed a bit now. We fast forward to 2026, and the first-time homebuyer age has risen to 43.
Isn't that insane, guys? And you know what's so funny? Like, I just always think about how my parents, by the time they were my age now, they already had like a whole house. They had like 2 kids. You know, they were working all the time. They were building things though, and I feel like I'm just over here struggling.
We hear every day the older generation saying, why is the younger generation not invested in the country, in their states, in their cities, in their neighborhoods? The answer is simple. They have no stake in it. Now, only we as American people can put the pressure on our political leaders to actually make the change necessary to fix this. And let's hope that we do. Because this is an issue, and if it gets any worse, it's going to become an even bigger one, a catastrophic one. It's going to lead to shrinking families and a lot more social issues than what we currently have.
Can it get worse socially? Honestly.
Yo, I want to show y'all how bad the housing crisis actually is, because people talk about it on the internet, and rent is too high. But when I tell you, I've lived in Atlanta for 3 weeks. Every single day that I've come home, there has been someone being evicted. Here's someone's stuff who got evicted here. This is just on the first floor.
Wow, they just threw their stuff out like nothing.
It's either in the hallways or they just throw it in the parking garages. Somebody else's stuff that they're dumping out, I actually saw them when I was leaving, taking their stuff out. And they just throw it there. They don't even care how they throw it, how they pack it up. They just throw all their stuff there. I've seen a lady, they moved all of her shit out. Even her dog, like she came home yesterday, we got home at the same time, and they had our dog sitting over there on that little pillow.
Oh, that's messed up.
He was just asleep there when she came home. All of her shit, this is not humane. This is fucking disgusting, actually. And y'all, as someone who's lived in my car before and just kind of know the feeling, the heaviness that comes with houselessness, just imagine when you get off work, you know how you can't wait to go home, and it's there's no home to go to. You're stressed about where I'm gonna go, so you are in this hyper vigilant, hyper sensitive state, with no rest, no reset, because you don't have a place to go back and center yourself. And this shit just when I tell you, it breaks my heart.
Could you imagine you go to work all day, right? You're there for 10 to 12 hours, and you come home and all of your stuff is just in the middle of the parking lot. That is just, there needs to be laws against that. Seriously.
Hi, welcome to Low Income Housing. Can I have your pay stubs? Sure. I'm so sorry. You make too much to live here. Maybe try the luxury apartments. You might qualify over there. Hi, welcome to Luxury Apartments. Can I see your pay stubs? Before I give you that, really quick question. Why are they considered luxury? They look like every other apartment complex in the area. Good question. Nothing but the name, actually. We haven't updated anything in at least 10 years, but with having the name luxury in the apartment complex name, we don't have to accept Section 8 or any type of government funded assistance. Let me take a look at your pay stubs. So sorry. You don't make 3 times the amount of any of the rent, even the minimal, so we're not going to be able to help you. Have you tried buying a house? So the low income housing just told me that I make too much. How can I not make enough here? I don't understand that. I really don't think that I am in a position in my life to buy a house at this moment, especially because you're telling me I can't rent. So how can I buy? I can't afford a $3,000 rent, but I can afford a $400,000 loan for a house. I don't know. I don't know. The good thing is that's not my problem. Here you go.
what's up, America? New housing market crash. Thank God.
I love this guy. He is so intense and it's awesome.
So the media is now starting to say that the United States is entering a housing crisis and that our housing market is starting to crash. Oh no! Home sales for January fell 8%. What are we gonna do? Better go work even harder real quick and save up 400 grand and buy an average cost home in America now. Since the average cost for a home in America is $450,000, we don't want the housing market to crash. We better buy a really expensive house we can never afford ever. And then we can get that house taken away from us when they foreclose on it because we're so in debt. Then they can kick us out, put the house back in the market and give it to someone else and do it all over again. Or we can not buy houses at all, watch the housing market crash, and force these pieces of shit to lower the cost of homes so the next generation can afford a fucking house. Now you listen to me, motherfucker. I don't give a shit if home sales fall 99% overnight. You have increased the cost of an average home in the United States so much that me and the next 2 generations couldn't afford a house with my dick and you pushing, financially speaking. And home sales fall 8% and I'm supposed to be upset about it? Suck my ass. I know for a fact the only way prices will come down is if we don't buy goddamn homes. I'm well aware of that. You either have to increase the supply, lower the demand, or both. Companies have been buying thousands of homes throughout the United States and purposely keeping them off the market to artificially increase the cost of homes here in America for fucking years.
Yeah, BlackRock needs to be completely destroyed, in my opinion. Like actually abolish it. Do not allow them to purchase anything else and actually seize all of their assets because they are the devil incarnate.
Doing it so bad that the average American will never buy a fucking house because they couldn't afford it ever. But illegal aliens and refugees were able to get houses. You made sure you had them on the market for them because they didn't have to use their credit to get into a house. They were refugees and illegals, so it didn't count for them, but it counted for people like me. So I hope you take that money you gained ripping people off and you fucking choke on it. So take your $500,000 house, go fuck yourself, lose your money. I can't wait to see it happen. I hope you housing companies go out of fucking business. You financially fucked the entire country for the next 30 years. Like I said, the point where the next generations will never afford a home. And you want me to give a shit about home sales falling? Fuck you. I could not be happier. If the average price of houses drops by 50%, I could give a fuck less. I would applaud it happening. Suck my ass.
I really hope that politicians see his videos specifically, just because I feel like they need to, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's very upsetting. I mean, so many of my friends and so many people are working. We're working so hard just to be able to get by. Like, I don't even have a friend that owns a house at this point in their life, and they're 23 years old. And we talk to our grandparents, and they're all like talking about how they bought their first house, were married, and it's like that's not even a possibility for most of us.
I am 29 years old. I'm almost 30 in a couple months here. It's creeping up on me. Goodness gracious. But I have one friend who has a house and nobody else does. And it's discouraging. It's disheartening. It's scary. Seriously.
Right. And so when you see that people are making millions of dollars, and not only is it millions of dollars, it's tax exempt money. They're getting it from CCAP funding, which is tax exempt. Right. And so when we're working hard and we're paying anywhere from 20 to 50% of our money back into the hands of the government while people are just funneling money, it makes us all mad.
Yeah, income tax is fraud. Period. Point blank. Thank you. Bye.
And it's not fair to anybody, quite frankly.
Sir, we need to talk about the housing crisis.
What's wrong with the housing market?
Nobody can afford a home, son! What are we gonna do?
I have a house.
You're rich. Most Americans don't even make enough to live alone.
Sounds like a hard work problem. Tell them to work harder, longer, get a fourth job, and maybe they can get a house.
Sir, there's not enough time in a day for 4 jobs. Why don't we build more houses to regulate supply and demand so housing prices make more sense?
No. Instead of doing that, send all the money to other countries.
But sir, what about the homeless people?
And then bring those people from those other countries here.
Why?
And put them in the houses we don't have available for our own citizens.
Understood, but sir, what's the point of all of this? What are we accomplishing here?
Are you not understanding that back in 2001, only 18% of corporation-owned households?
So then what?
Now, 50% of corporation-owned households.
Okay, businesses bought all their houses, but what does that mean?
That means we have successfully turned the housing market from a consumer good into another moneymaker.
How do you benefit off of homelessness, sir?
Control.
How do you establish control?
Fear and worry.
What about the people that don't fear you, sir?
We make them angry.
What does that do, sir?
To whom the gods would destroy, they would first make mad. Let them get angry. Let them fear and worry about becoming homeless. That way they
can't focus on what's really going on. No one's paying attention.
Exactly.
Sir, you're a genius!
No one's going.
It really is like that. And you know what? I want to say something. I used to work at this restaurant down in Wilmington, Delaware. And there were the people who own the restaurant pretty much own like all of Delaware. They're basically like the new DuPont family. If you're not familiar with them, they basically just own like everything. They have all kinds of like buildings that they own and restaurants and all that. And they are very good friends with BlackRock. And I remember one time specifically that these two men came into the restaurant and they were like, you know, in their suits and they had their little like BlackRock thingy and their names on it. And I had to bring them like a drink or something for my coworker because it was actually his table. But when I went over to the table, they were just like laughing maniacally. And like they said something to me. I think it was something like, do you know who we are? You know, we own everything. We own everything. And I was like, yeah, I know. I don't like you. I actually don't want to give you this drink right now, but I need money. So, you know, I didn't do anything to the drink or anything, but it just, the way they were so arrogant about the fact that they own everything and they were just acting like kings, literal kings. It was disgusting. I hate BlackRock. I hope you're listening to this. I hate you.
Thing is breaking in America, folks, and it's not subtle anymore. Groceries are up 25% since 2020. Housing up 45%. Rent declared unaffordable in 98% of U.S. counties. People aren't downsizing. They're being priced out of existence. Right now, over 1.9 million Americans live in vehicles. That number has tripled since 2018, and it's climbing fast. Not because people want adventure, but because the system stopped working for them.
It's crazy. I remember being a teenager and my dad, whenever I would like get in trouble, he'd be like, you could go live in a van down by the river. And that used to be like not something you would want in life. I'm sorry. The fuzzies on this microphone are like really making my nose itch. But besides the point, now it's something people actually want to do because it's like the only way left to kind of escape this awful system. And even that now is becoming illegal. And it's because people realized, you know, that they didn't have to pay all of these fees just to exist by living in their cars. And now the government's like, no, you can't do that, you know, has to control everything.
Everyone feels it. The pressure, the squeeze, the quiet collapse in slow motion. But here's the part they don't want to talk about. Nomad life is no longer an alternative lifestyle. It's becoming a survival strategy and a movement. Every single day, thousands more join the road. Not homeless, systemless, not lost, unplugged. If you feel like society is cracking, you're not alone. This is the transition era, and you are watching a new America being built on wheels.
Yeah, it's crazy. We really are living through the collapse of the world as we know it, honestly. And I don't know, you know, what it's going to look like after all this. I really do believe that if good people stand up and we build something as much as we possibly can and we build an alternative way, you know, in terms of healthcare and food, all of it, it's all the entire industrialization of our life needs to go. It needs to stop. It's obviously not working. It's obviously not benefiting anybody but a very, very small handful of people at the top who are making billions and billions of dollars that they can't even spend in their lifetime. I do believe that if we all good people can make another path, we can save this. We can save this country. We can still turn the ship around and we can still have a future for our kids and our nieces and nephews and, you know, our children's children. We have to think about them. We can't let them grow up in this world that we have created, because it's evil, and it's not working for anyone who matters. You know what I mean? I don't think the elites matter very much. I don't think their lives are important in any way, shape, or form. They do absolutely nothing to benefit humanity. And so it's time for the good humans to stand up and completely, you know, take back what's ours. And that's my little rant for the day. I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. I got a new microphone. I hope the audio is better for you. And I will see you guys in the next video. Please, if you liked this video, please like and subscribe to my channel. I would very much appreciate it. Leave a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. I always love hearing what you guys have to say and talking to you. Even if it's, you know, just one person, leave a little comment, say hello. I'm in YouTube jail because I haven't been posting as much as I should be. God forbid, I'm a busy woman and I'm running a cleaning business on the side and I'm doing stuff. So I promise I will get back to posting a couple times a week. I'm just working on right now, building up videos, and I wanted to get the audio better. And I don't know, I just wanted to like brainstorm for a little bit before I figured out where I want to go with this channel. And I think this is more the direction that I want to take, and kind of have more of me in the video and talk more. I don't really care if you don't like that I interrupt everybody. I have ADHD. That's what I do. If you don't have ADHD, you don't want to listen to this, you want to go watch their video, as always, you can see on the screen any of the TikToks, all the creators, you can go watch them over there and have nothing to do with me if you want. That's no problem. But either way, I wish you well. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.